Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening to our podcast. Cyprian Nyakundi shared a tweet this evening, and this is what he shared. I want us to look at this tweet. I have been informed that these new flying machines belong to Sam Mburu, the husband of Susan Kihika. Kihika is the Nakuru governor. Ni kama jamaa amemua mama hawekwi mbali. So these are choppers that have been imported, and yes, there are some new choppers that have been imported. I think still yet to be assembled here. And what caught my attention was the reaction from people in that, from Kenyans who reacted to that tweet. The responses was on devolution, and of course the fact that Cyprian Nyakundi mentioned someone who is really close to politicians around Kenya Kwanza. Somebody is believed to be amongst the people that really bankrolled the president, William Ruto, during his campaigns, and those rumors were all there. Now, the discussion was on the ownership. Who exactly is the owner of the new choppers consignment that arrived at JKA? Arrived then in JKA. That was the question, and I'm not sure that is JKA. Then I scrolled down to get a reaction. Someone then, just one of the viewers here, responded. I want to get it. Yes, someone, Geoffrey Wageni, replied to that tweet and said, "It belongs to Tropic Air Limited." Yes, that's a company. And you can see the reaction. See he, someone is saying, see he, ya Tropic Air hanga ni different kabisa. Ya walitoa direct JKA na kubeba hadi Nanyuki. Now if you realize, if you Google that company, probably it's based in the other side of Nanyuki, but then that is again in Mount Kenya. And Geoffrey again said, no, okay. These two, they seem to speak from an informed point of view. Now, what I did just to find out, interrogate further, I did what we normally do, the necessary, using the Google reverse image. Google reverse image is something that even you can do. It's a software that helps you to get matching photos. If there is a photo and you want to know whether that photo has been used in another website, you just upload it there, and then you use that software, that website to do. So when you use Google reverse image, when you upload this photo here, you will end up with all this, whatever you're seeing in your screen. So hii inaoneshanga kama picha hii ni wapi website gani, which is this other website that have the same photo, because through that you can know whether that photo belongs to someone else. Now when you Google, you will end up with this, and if you check that, there is no any other place where that photo has been used. The closest to the tropical air is this other photo. If you check, you can see also tropical air there, photo inafanana. Now, okay, check, you will see sort of some difference. This is the photo that they're alluding to. Now, also, if I checked the tropical air limited, the dim color is blue. If you check, mostly, most of their aircrafts are actually painted blue. This one was painted yellow. Of course, I understand someone can say it can always be repainted. But that is the argument that it is not really something that belongs to them. Now, it's clear that it might not be belonging to the said company. But something then came up. Do you remember during the finance bill 2020, the last finance bill that was passed, the government actually reduced the taxation on those Kenyans importing choppers. And we highly complained, because as we are reducing taxation on choppers, we are breaking the backs of the hustler to finance our budget. But the blue-eyed fellows, investors, because to import a chopper is not a child's play. Yeah, it's something that is, you must be someone that well managed. And this taxes was scrapped. In the Finance Bill 2023, the government proposes to exempt importers of aircraft, especially choppers, from paying the 16% value-added tax while scrapping the 3.5% import declaration fee, IDF, and the 2% railway development levy that is also charged. So remember, all this were to be scrapped off from those that are importing choppers. And some of these things were actually the aviation space. Some of these taxes had been introduced by the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Surely we did not get the rationale. By then we could not understand why are we scrapping those taxes, because what are we encouraging? Are they going to reduce the prices of our domestic travels? No. What will be the impact if Kenyans import? If we scrap these taxes and Kenyans import more aircrafts, is it going to create a new demand and help the prices to reduce? There have been insignificant impact on the costs of local travel. And we believed that this is a case of protectionism, that when we want to encourage investment in that space, and of course there is pros and cons, when people can import, our young brothers and sisters that are in training in the aviation industry, when we encourage investment in that place, they are going to get jobs. Of course, there is that there is pros and cons. That is a big advantage. But at the other end, government is missing on a very serious tax base, because I don't think those investors can be hurt by that. And if you want to invest, tax cannot be an impediment for you to invest in that aviation space. So we are all in this country, guys. We didn't arrive in this country the other day. We are all in this country. You know very well that choppers is the mode of transport for Mr. Politician. And when you do your research, you realize the cost of hiring even a chopper for 1 hour is very expensive, in the tune of 200 to 250,000 for 1 hour. So for a politician to really campaign well, choppers are very necessary. Now, we also know very well that for the first 15 months, there have been the people that got privilege, people that were privileged to get to the positions of power, have been amassing some great wealth. Yeah, you cannot rub off that. They've been amassing some great wealth and they can invest on that. Now, this is a red alert. And the reason why I'm seeing it a red alert is because of these 4 aspects I want to bring up. Kindly, before we delve deep into that, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. And again, good Kenyans, I know I've always understood that no one has monopoly of ideas and monopoly of information. You can share with us. Yeah, I know some people know very well, people who know very well that this belongs to so and this belongs to so. It's not important. But then this is a discussion that we can have. As we get to the next financial year, we may need to just interrogate further and ask very important questions. What exactly are we benefiting from? Are we benefiting from this, or this is just another case of us missing the point? I'm bringing up some 4 aspects. Number 1, this must be a red alert, because while we can see it as an investment, but it could be a case of public coffers being siphoned. It should be proceeds of public coffers that are being rerouted from the budget to people's investments. Most of that which is corruption, or most of that which is collected. Remember, by the way, let's just say it as it is. Ruto is collecting a lot of money. He's collecting a lot of money. If you look at the single payroll, pay bill, the 222, it's collecting a lot of money. If you look at now the single treasury account, STA, that the cabinet passed the other day, he's trying to streamline the revenue collection. If you look at the taxes that are introduced every year in, year out, look at the NHIF, you look at the NSSF and all that, you cannot doubt the fact that Ruto is collecting a lot of money. And again, he's equally complaining more than any other person about lack of the money, lack of the same. So this must be interrogated, because if it is not careful, we must then audit who are the owners, who are the directors, what exactly is the investment in it. We must look at it on that. Otherwise, public money is being siphoned. Number two, could it be a case of 2027 election preparedness? Here, I said and I will not get tired to repeat and remind any other person that wants to vie against William Ruto that William Ruto is campaigning, and he has started. He started. If by that time he didn't have resources, he was the deputy president, and he did not have much of the state resources, as he says. Now everything is at his disposal. Yes. And he is facing a lot of challenge, an uphill task to convince the public to give him second term. The MPs he's steering on some breakaway. MPs are a bit becoming cagey and defending him. This could be really trying to compare, and the more we encourage this, there is a bit of this. And number four, and this is very important, if indeed, this is attached to number one, if indeed it will be a case of public servants rerouting money into this space on such investments, then this is a poison chalice. You know why? The Treasury is raising a red flag on exorbitant money used on local and foreign domestic travel. This would then cause a policy, a policy change, or it can influence policy at government or county governments. If I am a president or I am a state official and I own a company dealing with flights, see, I'm looking for market. What am I going to do? I'll ensure that I encourage most of these local domestic travels using the airline. Areas where you can carry 4 people in a TX and fuel that TX and fly and drive them from Mombasa to Nairobi, it's not needed. People will have to fly through the flight. And we may not necessarily solve the issue of domestic travels. I strongly believe that if there is a place that needs a bipartisan approach, is managing the domestic travels, we should get the protocols clear. If some 4 state officials are supposed to attend a workshop in Mombasa, and that workshop is tomorrow, nothing stops that government from saying, if you guys are 4, and that, of course, every government office has a driver, and you have the car, fuel the car. Fueling the car from Nairobi would even cost us probably 20,000, depending on the size of the guzzler. But how about 4 people? 4 people will gobble close to 50,000. Just kwenda na kurudi, kwenda. So something that we will have spent less because we want to travel by flight. Number 4, could it be a case of government missing on essential tax base while breaking the backs of the hustler? We should not break the back of the hustler if this could be a space we can actually tax. I don't know why we are even exempting them. If their investment and they're also increasing a bit of it, we need to look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Let's meet in the next video. Asanteni.